In the day's other headlines, Russia struck Odessa's port facilities in southern Ukraine overnight. 8 people were killed and 27 injured. It comes after Moscow threatened to cut Ukraine off from the Black Sea. Russia also says it's taken control of 2 more Ukrainian villages in the Donetsk and Sumy regions. Despite U.S. efforts to get a ceasefire agreement, the Ukrainian soldier fighting in Donetsk said it would be meaningless.
I don't believe in a ceasefire. It's all just empty talk. Why? Because Putin will gather more forces, regroup, and move on.
A Russian envoy arrived in Miami today for talks on a U.S. plan to end the war. Yesterday, Ukrainian negotiators began separate talks with U.S. officials in Miami. The Israeli army struck a school in Gaza City that was sheltering displaced people. The dead and wounded were taken to Al-Shifa Hospital. Among the 7 killed were 6 members of Nafez al-Nather's family who were asleep. He said he was celebrating a wedding in a nearby classroom.
We dispersed in panic looking for our loved ones, and we saw body parts everywhere. The children, the elderly, the young, women, body parts everywhere. The joy stopped immediately.
The Israeli military told PBS News it had been targeting a number of suspicious individuals, but is aware of a claim of civilian casualties and that the details are under review. Hamas called it a brutal crime and yet another violation of the ceasefire agreement. U.S. Central Command has released video of Friday's U.S. strikes on more than 70 targets in Syria, said to be Islamic State fighters and weapons. It was the retaliation that President Trump had promised after an ambush attack last week killed 2 U.S. troops and a civilian American interpreter. The Jordanian Air Force confirmed that it joined the U.S. operation to prevent extremist groups from threatening regional security. And a paraplegic engineer from Germany has become the first person who uses a wheelchair to go to space. It was a dream come true for Michaela Benthaus. She blasted off aboard a Blue Origin capsule along with 5 other space tourists. The 10-minute suborbital space flight was intended to let the passengers experience a few minutes of weightlessness in outer space. Still to come on PBS News Weekend, how online retailers use AI to adjust prices based on what they think you're willing to pay. And celebrating the life of Temple Grandin, the renowned animal scientist and advocate for people with autism.
This is PBS News Weekend from the David M. Rubenstein studio at WETA in Washington, home of the PBS NewsHour, weeknights on PBS.
Wait just a second, we have one more thing to share.
We want to say a heartfelt thank you for watching and supporting PBS News.
Without you, we simply wouldn't be able to provide the news and the information that you trust.
So thank you from everybody here at PBS News.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.